RE Himalayan 411 is not known for its braking capacity. It is often soft, lacks bite and enough power to bring a 200 kg motorcycle to a complete halt. But then again, the Himalayan 411 is not so powerful and doesn't go so fast that often the stock configuration is good enough. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So after I installed performance mods on my Himalayan, the throttle response improved and the bike became a little bit quicker. Not faster, little bit quicker. So I started finding that the stock brake is not adequate enough to counteract this improved throttle response in my Himalayan 411. So I was thinking what to do next, how to improve the braking performance. So I came across two different solutions from the market. One is a cindered brake pad from EBC and other is a ceramic brake pads from Vesrah. Now the cindered brake pad, even though it offers increased bite and braking performance, I've heard that it eats into the rotor and gradually you have to replace your rotor. And since I got my rear disc rotor replaced very recently, I don't want to take any chances further. And hence I went for the ceramic brake pads from Vesrah. I rode the entire trip to Run and Rajasthan with this Vesrah Ceramic brake pads and almost covered 7,000 km, after which I have gone back to my stock brake pads. Here's my honest opinion about them. There are two pros and two cons to these brake pads that I have noticed. The first pro is the slightly improved bite. There is a slight improvement in the initial bite of the brakes. It is not very significant, but it's a definitely noticeable improvement in the bite. The second pro that I noticed is the life. Usually the stock brake pads last around 4,000 to 5,000 km for me, but the Vesrah one lasted around 7,000 km. Now coming to the cons, the first one is the fitment. Even though they have bike specific models, it is not a perfect fit for the Himalayan. It has a constant metal on metal grinding noise that you will have for the initial 100 kilometers. It has that annoying metal on metal scraping or squeaking noise for the initial 100 kilometers. It becomes worse as you ride the bike because the heat expands the brake pads and this squeaky intermittent noise becomes continuous noise. I consulted two different mechanics to find a solution to this, but they both told that this brake pad are not a perfect fit for the bike and hence this constant grinding noise will be there till it wears out a little bit. I went back to the store that I bought this brake pad from and I showed it to them, and even they told it is normal, it will be there for the few 100 kilometers and then once it starts to wear off, the sound will also go off. But unfortunately for me, that squeaky metal grinding noise lasted for 3,000 kilometers. 2,000 kilometers for the city commute and the 1,000 kilometers while on the trip to Run and Rajasthan. It is similar to that transport buses when they come to a halt on a bus stop, that screeching metal on metal squeaky grinding noise. It is that kind of noise that you constantly hear. And because of this constant grinding, I think it will affect the performance and the mileage also. The second con of this brake pad is the cost. Now the stock brake pad of the Himalayan 411 is around 150 to 200 rupees for the rear and around 150 rupees for the front, while the Vesrah costs 1,300 for the front and 1,500 for the rear. So a pair usually costs around 3,000 rupees. So in my opinion, the Vesrah brake pad isn't a value for money product. For around 10 times the price you spend, you're getting like maybe 1 to 1.5 times the improvement in the braking performance, and that too only a slight increase in the bite of the brake, and that too only in the front brake. Rear is almost same as a stock. And because of the constant screeching noise for the few initial kilometers, I wouldn't go back to the Vesrah brake pads ever. So in my opinion, don't fall for all the YouTube videos that you see out there telling that Vesrah brake pads will drastically and significantly improve the braking performance on your Himalayan 411. I would personally suggest you to keep the stock brake pads and improve on your skills, work on your skills on how to manage a brake and properly brake your bike to a complete halt. And in case if I decide to buy the Vesrah brake pad again, I would only go for the front and not for the rear. I hope some manufacturer comes up with an easy solution to improve the braking performance on the Himalayan 411. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys found some value in it. See you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.